A hug longer than 20 seconds will produce hormones in your body that makes you trust the individual who is hugging you. Chocolate discharges the chemical oxytocin, which is the same chemical your body produces when you are happy. 60% of women don't enjoy sex on their first time. The best person in your life is the one who comes first in your mind after reading this sentence. Good morning and good night text messages activate the part of the brain responsible for happiness. Research shows that people believe fake news because it's easier than critically evaluating and analyzing everything else they've heard. While talking to someone, unknown or an office colleague, don't push your body or incline yourself towards them, it can annoy them. When someone is sitting spreading their legs and talking to you, the person is curious about you. Sometimes the best way to get someone's attention is to stop giving them yours. We generally tend to overestimate ourselves. We are not as nice as we think we are. Opposites don't attract. You're more likely to be attracted to someone who looks and thinks the same as you do. The top source of jealousy in people's lives comes from your brothers and sisters. Anyone with siblings can understand how rivalry between them can sometimes lead to intense feelings. The most common lie is "I am fine." When you become really close to someone, you can hear their voice in your head when you read their texts. We blame other people rather than circumstances, or the circumstances instead of ourselves. Women and men solve problems differently. Women have an emotional approach while men take actions. Researchers have found that optimism is a teachable skill and that you can be the one to teach yourself. It is a proven fact that when you are faced with a bigger challenge, your drive to do it and do it better becomes stronger too. Food prepared by someone else tastes much better than your preparation, even when you use the same recipe. People between the ages of 18 and 33 are the highest percentage to have depression in the world. Women have half as many pain receptors on their bodies as males, but they have a much greater threshold for pain. Any relationship born between 16 and 28 years of age is more likely to be robust and long-lasting. Emotional pain is remembered better than actual pain, which has a greater influence on your behavior. Men aren't more entertaining than women, they only make more jokes, and they don't care whether others like their humor or not. Researchers are thinking of adding internet addiction to the general list of psychiatric illnesses. Everybody has 3 lives: a public life, a private life and a secret life. The more loyal you are, the more disappointment you encounter and experience. Cheaters tend to think everyone cheats and liars always thinks everyone lies. If you cut your inner mouth while eating, then your mind is wandering. Never give up on something you really want. It's difficult to wait, but it's more difficult to regret. If you meet someone, show excitement, this way the other person will be excited about the meeting too. If you admit your weakness for the sake of earning others' empathy, then you give a good chance for people to take advantage over your weakness. Around 80% of all human conversations are gossip. We're more likely to mirror the behaviors of those we are interested in or impressed. According to a study, men who express anger are more likely to influence their peers, while the opposite is true for women. The more stressed you are, the slower your wounds and illnesses heal. People become extremely honest, awkward, real or personal during late nights or early mornings. Intelligent people are more forgetful than those with average intelligence. The harder you work for something, the greater you'll feel when you finally achieve it. If you suspect someone is following you, take 4 right turns. If they're still behind you, they're following you. According to a study, wishing someone luck makes them do better. The best thing in life is finding someone who knows all your flaws, mistakes, and weaknesses, and still thinks you're completely amazing. If you want to know where your heart is, look where your mind goes when it wanders. People are more likely to return a lost wallet if they find a baby picture inside of it. The best way to appreciate someone is to imagine your life without them. Most people imagine things from above and at an angle when they are thinking, dreaming, or planning something. 70% of people choose to keep things to themselves to avoid being judged by others. Don't believe everything you hear. There are always 3 sides to a story. Yours, theirs, and the truth. It takes about 66 days for an average individual to make something a daily habit. We're naturally second-minded because other people don't approve. Hearing a single negative thing could damage at least 5 positive memories. You seem to think more about a specific individual than about catastrophic events. Shy people tell others very little about themselves, but they do it in quite a manner that makes other individuals believe they know them better than they think they do. Smart people tend to have fewer mates than the average person. The smarter the individual, the more selective they become. People would rather change the truth than change their views about people. Being home alone and isolated for a long time is just as bad for your well-being as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Studies say that travel improves brain well-being and even lowers a person's chance of heart disease and depression. Anything that your mind says has an identical response from the body's cells. Your brain is doing more imaginative work when you're sleepy. Your reliance on social media is the product of your psychological system. Depression is often referred to as the product of thought. Imagination causes issues that didn't exist. Sugar and fat were pretty good stuff to our predecessors. Men prefer big bums because it subconsciously indicates fertility. Human behavioral studies indicate that a person who loses a mobile phone experiences a fear comparable to a near-death experience. People seem to be happy when they're kept busy, as this keeps them from worrying about bad problems in life. The sight of water has a very calming and soothing effect on people, which makes them experience happiness and calming thoughts and be even more imaginative. Thanks for watching.